But happy September. I have no idea how it's already September 6th. Freaking crazy. So I wanted to start off, I know we kind of have been having weird months as far as calls go, and I never want to duplicate or overwhelm people with having Fit Forward calls on Mondays and then our calls on Tuesdays. So I've been canceling a lot just because there's been a lot of repeat of information that will be covered on ours anyways. But I'm going to try to be more consistent about if there's a call on the calendar, there'll be a call. So we've got a couple of guest speakers this month. And then we're going to always do the first call of the month will be like a recap of the month before, and then kind of just reminding you guys about what's going on in the current month, and then kind of that flow. And then usually the middle two calls will be with the guest speakers, and the last call will kind of be like last ditch efforts to hit Success Club or hit your goals, and just some other things. So if you guys read anything about the August stats in the group, this is kind of just the same thing. So we helped 48 people, and that's with everybody's Success Club points. So there's a total of, I can't do math, 96 Success Club points between our team. So I just summed that down and divided it by 2, considering it as like 2 points per challenge pack. So around 48 people. Our team record is 120 people. And it says my connection is unstable, so if you can't hear me, just raise your hand or stick your tongue out or something, because I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So our team record is 120 people. So I would love to try to smash that at some point this year. And so I'm hoping it'll be this month, but we'll see. We got 10 new coaches started. And then Mallory Mowbray was our top coach of the month. And she had, of those 10 new coaches, she had 4 new coaches starting. And Danielle, are you one of them? I can't remember. Danielle, Katrina. Katrina, I know you're Victoria's coach, right? And Danielle, are you Mallory's coach? Are you Victoria too?
No, she's with me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I knew that. I knew when I was saying Mallory, I knew I was wrong. So we'll be doing a top coach of the month just to highlight people who are really crushing it. So Mallory was the winner last month. And then the other announcement for August was Maria got off of the Punta Cana wait list. So she is headed to the Dominican next April with the rest of us that are already on the trip. So for you newer coaches, if you don't know what that is, every year they have a Success Club trip that's based off of a few things. It's based off of hitting Success Club every month, or a number of months with a certain number of points where you can get off a wait list to go on this all expenses paid trip. Last year we did a cruise, or this year, Maria and I were on that as well. And then at the end of next April, it'll be Punta Cana, so it's an all-inclusive Hard Rock resort in the Dominican, and all you have to pay for is airfare. So your room is covered, your meals are covered, everything else is covered. So they will announce the next Success Club trip for 2018 in January, so keep your guys' eyes open for that if you want to be on that trip. So yay to Maria. She's going to be joining us. So those are the really simple just announcements for August. I just want to kind of start recapping that so people can kind of get recognized for some different things. For September, so do you guys all know that the 3-week yoga retreat is launched? It's free for anybody who has Beachbody On Demand, so really promote that. So if people already have On Demand or they have the club membership, they can access it. If they don't, they can do the challenge pack with the club membership if it's something they're looking forward to. I've tried a couple days of it, and I kind of think it's a precursor to PiYo. So if there's somebody who's interested in yoga or Pilates, or doesn't want to do the big weightlifting, bulking up type thing, or isn't really into cardio, 3-week yoga retreat is great for that. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we're still working on it, but Market Council Minnesota is hoping we're going to get Ted from 3-week yoga retreat for our October Super Saturday. So we're one of the, I think, 2 or 3 market councils that are in the running to get him to come speak and do a live workout for October. So as soon as I hear about that, I'll let you guys know, but that's another big thing. If we get him, you guys can bring your guests and your coaches with and do a live workout with him. And then, is everybody doing the Health Bet Challenge group? Is anybody not in one? You're in one?
I have questions if you don't answer.
Yep, go ahead.
No, I'll see if you're going to answer them, and then I'll ask.
Oh, I'm just totally recapping it. So it started yesterday. It runs through October 2nd, so it's technically 4 weeks or 28 days. I am still adding people into my challenge group. I was a little bit late on the bandwagon with inviting people to it. But because you need to log 5 shakes with a photo each week and then 3 workouts each week, you technically have till tomorrow to get people started, because if they can log 5 days of Shake-O from tomorrow through the rest of the first week, they're still set to be in the running for that pot. And the workouts do not have to be Beachbody related. So when you log a workout, there's an option to pick a Beachbody program, or you can free text it. You can go for a run, and that will count as a workout. So the big push for this is drinking the Shakeology 5 out of the 7 days. Did that answer anything, Leah?
It did. It was part of it. Also, what were some of the FAQs? I just wanted to make sure I hit them all. They needed to make sure to set up a before and after photo or before picture in the My Challenge group.
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. Maria, do you know anything about that?
Sorry if you can see at my nose.
No, I don't. I guess I didn't hear it. I didn't really look at the FAQ very closely, which I probably did. I have like a pretty big group going on right now, so I probably should know those things. I'll have to take a closer look at the FAQ.
Yeah, I'll look it up and then post, after I post this video, I'll tag you with the answer. That's the first I've heard of it, so maybe I also didn't look closely at the FAQs. As far as I was concerned, from what I heard from corporate, was the big things were just like part of a challenge group. I just called mine Health Bet, so people knew that it was part of it, and that you had to log 5 Shake-O photos a week and 3 workouts a week. That, as far as I was concerned, were really the only requirements. I know for any challenge group, you have to, put your goals, put your photos, blah, 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 but you can also skip it. So I'll check to see if that's a requirement. I don't think it is. I would be kind of surprised if it was, but if it is, I'll let you know.
Okay, I just saw I think Julie Cruz posted the FAQs within Fit Forward Leaders, and I saw something about having to have a before photo, and I didn't know if that was within the app or if that was within, because you had to make sure that you had a profile with Team Beachbody. Mm-hmm. So you had to have your username and your password or whatever, and you had to have something filled out. And then in order to get your money or to be qualified for your money, you had to have your address filled out and before the end within teambeachbody.com. There was just a few things that just seemed a little confusing, and I was just hoping to get clarification.
Okay, I've got a call with corporate tomorrow, so I'll ask them. Okay. I'll ask Joe what he should know. So I'll make sure that everything is clear cut and everybody knows the process so they can get their money at the end. I'm really curious to see how much everybody's going to get, because
I know, right?
I mean,
already I have
$2, but it could be more.
I know. Well, did they tell you how many people are signed up already?
No, they didn't. So I don't know if we're going to get statistics on how many people are out of the running after week 1, week 2. I don't know. So really nobody knows besides the basics.
Okay, yeah, because already Sam already forgot to take a photo and a shake, and if he forgot that twice, I mean he's screwed, or 3 times. So I mean I think it's going to be easy to get out of the running. Yeah.
I know you can set a reminder on the apps. Mine goes off at 9. Oh, it didn't go off last night actually. I already logged it. You can set up a reminder time. So mine was supposed to go off at 9 p.m. to say, hey, did you log your shake? Did you log your workout? If you didn't do it, fine. You don't have to put it in there. But if you did, make sure you enter it. So I've got that on my phone. So that's the Health Bet. If you guys have any questions, or if you need to be in a challenge group, let me know. I can toss you in mine. Literally, it's super simple. You can add tips. You can run it like an actual challenge group, or mine is all seasoned challengers. So I'm literally just telling people that they have to log their workouts and their photos. If they have questions, they can post them in our challenge group thread. Otherwise, that's all I'm doing. So it's no extra work for anybody that's already working out and drinking their shakes. And so this month, if you hit Success Club, you get a Beachbody yoga mat. Super sweet. I don't know if you guys are all driven by prizes or free stuff, but I am sometimes, so it's nice to get a basement of workout gear because you hit Success Club. So if you guys need a yoga mat, that's the incentive for hitting Success Club 5 or higher. And then if you guys weren't on the team call for Fit Forward last night, or you haven't heard, there's going to be a Diamond Retreat in Destin, Florida in January. It's going to be, let me pull up the calendar, I believe the 19th through the 22nd. Yep, so Thursday, January 19th through Sunday, January 22nd. And so it's Diamond and above. It caps out at 30 people. So the Star Diamonds will get off the wait list first. So there's, I think, about 11 of us that are committed to this, and 7 of the 11 Star Diamonds are already signed up for it. And then the qualifications are you hit Diamond and you hit Success Club September through December. So if you meet those qualifications and you're on the wait list, you should get an invite off. I don't think anybody that's on the wait list who isn't Diamond and hit Success Club won't be able to go. So that's if that's a driving factor for you guys, that's fabulous, because there'll be corporate there doing one-to-one trainings. There'll be some other elite coaches and speakers there, and it's just a really great weekend to meet a bunch of your teammates, have a relaxing weekend in Florida. It's not free, so that's the other thing. It's $120 for the house. So with 30 people, it was a super spendy house because it sleeps all 30 people in beds. So $120 for 3 nights. So basically $40 a night, and then your flight and airfare. And it's in January, so it's not around spring break time. It's after the holidays, so flights are super cheap. So if that's something you guys are looking forward to, put it on your calendar, and there'll be more to come. But starting tomorrow, there's going to be a wait list opening up in Fit Forward, and I will also post it in Fit Olive. So if you guys want to get on the wait list and you're not Diamond yet, or if you are, you can still put your name on there, and then as you meet the qualifications, you guys will come off. So if you have any questions, you can let me know. Otherwise, I know Maria knows about it. Leah knows about it. Katrina, you can talk to Victoria. She also is aware of it. So if that's something you guys are interested in, just keep your eyes out for that. So the next things for this next week, there's a GSR, or Getting Started Right call for new coaches on Sunday at 8 p.m., I believe. Let me make sure I have the time right. 8:30 p.m. So that'll be a Zoom call just like this. If you're a new coach, or if you're a seasoned coach and you haven't been on a Getting Started Right call, Victoria is going to do that this month. And it just is basically 30 to 45 minutes going over the basics of coaching, what you need to do to get started, and it kind of leaves it at that. So it's super basic, a great thing to get you going, and it's not going to overwhelm you with too many things about coaching. So that's on the Fit Olive calendar as well. And then Tuesday, so 2 days later, on the 13th, we're going to have a team virtual What is Coaching happy hour. So we are doing those once a month instead of the 3 to 5 day glimpse group. So it's going to be an hour long, the 13th, from 8 to 9 p.m. And it's just going to be like back to back, every 3 to 5 minute posts from coaches. It's going to talk about, you know, why I love coaching. It's going to talk about how you make income, how you run a challenge group, what, you know, the day in the life of a coach. It's kind of going to cover a broad range of things, but it's a great glimpse for people who are interested in coaching, or for people who are just starting out coaching and aren't sure how to invite to coaching. It's a great thing to do because it's an hour long. You can grab a glass of wine, you can grab a beer. They can literally sit here and watch the event happen for an hour, and then the event stays up so they can read the post after if there's too much. So that's where we got basically most of the 10 coaches that we had sign up in August. And before that, Mallory Mowbray had, they all came from the happy hour. So it's a fabulous way to get the word out about our team and get them a glimpse into coaching and kind of see everything that it entails without going overboard about one specific thing. So that'll be next Tuesday. And I'll get a group message thread going tomorrow for anybody who wants to be involved in that. We usually have about 5 to 10 coaches commit to helping out with that. And what I mean by that is they just help post. They'll take a topic. I've got a Google Doc of everything that we need to talk about that hour. So if it's something you guys are interested in, we have seasoned veteran coaches. We have new coaches participate each time. So if you guys want to do that, just let me know in Fit Olive, and I'll add you to the thread, and you guys can be some of the co-leaders for that. And it's always nice to hear new voices. So if you guys haven't done it before, it's a great one to chime in on. Okay. And we have the last thing for updates. Our new coach mentorship is supposed to be starting tomorrow. I've got somebody finishing up organizing the group. So it's going to be a new group, brand new, so not the one we run for the last 2 years. It's going to be 2 to 3 weeks long, but it's going to be self-paced. So if you haven't been in a new coach mentorship group before, or if you've been in the one in Fit Forward, it's going to be similar, but it's going to be a little bit different. There'll be basically one post a day, and only the admins can post in the group. So if you've seen, that post that day in the new coach mentorship group, and you have questions, you have comments, you can post it in the comments thread, and it's just going to be super organized so that you can see the content over the 2 to 3 weeks and get a feel for being a new coach and kind of the flow of it without feeling overwhelmed, because there's not going to be post after post with people commenting in between. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but that should be starting tomorrow. If for some reason I can't get the group up, we'll probably start either on Friday or maybe I'll push it to Monday. So just hang tight on that. I'll let you know, but it's going to be a new group. So I'm going to stick all my coaches in there, and it's just going to kind of be a start from scratch, new coach mentorship. So those are the announcements, kind of an overload, but all that stuff is in the calendar that's pinned at the top of the team page. So if you've missed any of this or you don't want to listen to the recording, you can find it in the calendar too. Okay, so the big meat and potatoes of the call. So I had was in a message thread with a few elite coaches, a couple who are top 50, and kind of picking their brains about, what do you tell your teams about ways they can rock their business each month, or ways they can take leadership of their business. And so I kind of combined everybody's responses into 10 little bullet points. So there's 10 ways to rock your month and take leadership of your business. Some of this sounds a little bit harsh, so take it with a grain of salt. It was hard to kind of put into words the way they express things, but I'm just going to run through the 10, and you guys, hopefully one will resonate with you. Maybe they all will. But here's just some things that some of the top coaches who are really great at developing leaders, kind of their tips. So the first one, I was talking to Raina Odell, and she said success equals Success Club and rank advancement. So what she means by that is that hitting Success Club and making rank advancement one of your goals, those are the two foundations of your business, and they're the basics of your business. So if you want to be a diamond or above coach, you need to be helping people. And by helping people, you should be hitting Success Club. So what she does is she makes it that Success Club is non-negotiable on her team. It's the number one priority every month. And I know it gets beaten into like a dead horse, it sounds kind of harsh, but she said it in the kindest way possible. We're in the business of helping people, and this business kind of is a business of numbers. It's about inches lost, pounds lost, how much you've gained mentally and physically, how much better you are emotionally. But it's also about challenge packs and Success Club and income and all of that. So the more you help people, the more success you're going to have. And that equals hitting Success Club, and that also helps you rank advance. So that was her tip, is that Success Club and rank advancement equals success. And the other one was to break down your goals to the smallest point possible and start there. So if you want to be a big, elite top 10 coach, and you are, you're a brand spanking new coach, and you have to go from one coach, which is you, to 15-star, which is hundreds of people. That's a lofty goal, but it's totally doable. So to hit it, you have to break it down into the smallest point possible. Start coach to diamond. Okay, I'm a coach, that's one person. I need to hit diamond, that's 8 people. And break it down to every point you can. And then break down your goals even further and go from there. So if you guys have an income goal, look at it as, how many challenge packs do I have to sell to meet that income goal this month? If I want to get 5 new coaches this month, okay, how many people do I have to talk to get 5 new coaches? And go at it from that angle. So I know it's easy to get overwhelmed in this business. So if you've got a goal and it's a huge goal and it seems out of reach, break it down little by little and start at the basics and climb up that way. And tip number 3 was to focus on attraction marketing. And you guys may have heard this before, you may have not, but essentially attraction marketing is getting, Leah, you have 2 faces on there. There you go. And I done one.
Me?
Yeah.
It's because I accidentally closed out and I had to log back in.
Oh. So attraction marketing is basically thinking about, okay, if I was looking at myself in the computer screen, who would I be looking at? What qualities does Laura have? Would I be best friends with her? Would I want to be on a coaching team with her? Basically, it's finding your avatar and like the perfect person and the perfect coach you think you want on your team and attracting them. So stop being a dead horse and cycling around the merry-go-round with your coaches. If you're a brand new coach, you don't have to worry about this. But if you have 10 coaches and you're not getting anywhere with your business, you're probably going around those 10 coaches every month telling them the same things, but why they need to hit Success Club, why they need to rank advance, why they need to help X number of people, why they need to get, a certain number of volume. And they may or may not be listening to you and be, going at that speed. So what you need to do, let your coaches go at their own speed, go at their goals their own way, and you need to find the coaches who want to, make this a business as bad as you do. So figure out who you want on your team, the type of coaches you want, find your perfect avatar. When you're posting on social media, who are you promoting to? Are you, I would say, hopefully when people go to look at my Facebook, they say, okay, I'm a mom to a toddler. I'm a trauma nurse and a surgical nurse. I have a dog. I have a boyfriend. I live in the country and I drive 2 hours to work, to my nursing job. X, Y, and Z. What 5 characteristics would someone see and define me as? So that's the kind of thing you want to attract, I'm going to add myself. And so for traction marketing, what I mean by that is go and add yourself into, or go on to search bar on Facebook and type in, toddler mom groups or ICU nurse groups or pediatric nurse groups or people who live in the country. Find different groups and scroll through the members in those groups. And this will get you out of your warm market into your cold market where you have a much bigger market, because your cold market is people who aren't in your near realm. They're not your friends, your family, or your acquaintances. They're people you have no idea, you've never met. And there's millions of them out there, right? So your cold market is never gonna run dry. So if you go and add yourself into all of these interest groups that you're interested in, and you go through the members list, and this is where it gets a little bit time consuming, but this is where you also will find those coaches and those perfect people that want to run the business just like you. Go into the members list and click on each person. Look at their profile and say, okay, could I be best friends with them? If the answer is yes, friend request them. And then invite them to coaching after you've formed a relationship with them and started a conversation, which should be easy because by finding them in that interest group that you are already interested in, you guys already have a commonality. So you have a starting point to talk about. So if I were to find, Leah Mans in a mom group of, toddler girls, girls under the age of 2, I looked at her profile. I thought, oh, hey, I could be friends with her. She might be a great coach. I'm going to friend request her. I'm going to send her a message and start talking about our toddlers and go from there. So it's really taking it to the basics and finding your market that you want to attract. So hopefully that makes sense. Just look at people's Facebook profiles in your cold market and find those groups. You can look on Instagram too. You can search different brands. You can search different blogs, find people that like the same stuff you do, and just form a relationship with them. And that's how attraction marketing works, okay? Okay, so this next one also sounds a little iffy. And when I got this tip from one of the coaches, I thought, okay, this kind of goes against what we do as a coach. But she said to stop the Shakeout posts and the workout posts. And at first I was like, okay, well, then what am I supposed to talk about? Like, I'm a health coach, I'm a wellness coach. If they don't see me posting about my workouts and about Beachbody and about shakes, how are they going to know what I'm doing? But what she meant was you can still do that by breadcrumbing, which you've probably heard of. So start posting about things that provide the most amount of value. So you can post about your workouts, but instead of snapping a selfie and saying, hey, I just did day 2 of Brazil butt lift and I rocked it, peace, instead of doing that, which that's okay sometimes, don't get me wrong. But instead of doing that, maybe take a picture of 5 years ago when you weren't happy, and then a side-by-side picture of your sweaty face after day 2 of Brazil butt lift with you smiling and all dripping in sweat, and have a side-by-side comparison and provide value by saying, this was me before, I wasn't working out, I wasn't happy, I had anxiety, I had low self-esteem, and this is me day 2. I'm dripping in sweat, I'm hot, I'm miserable because I just got my butt kicked, but I'm happy. And then, kind of talk about it that way. That post will provide so much more value to the people who are looking at coaching than the previous post where we just said, peace, day 2's done, check, you know? So that's what she meant by stop the shake-up post and stop the workout post. You can absolutely do them, but shift it into a way that provides value to somebody and to something that somebody can connect with and say, hey, that's me. That before picture from 5 years ago, that's how I feel now. How do I get to how you look today, smiling, all sweaty? So just keep that in mind anytime you guys are posting. All right? So that's what she means by just finding value, because there's much more value in your story and allowing somebody to relate to it than by just posting something that's kind of generic. All right? So that one, actually, the more I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, duh, that makes sense. Like when I look at people, think about the people that you guys follow before you started coaching. You know, I'm sure there are people who had those sponsored posts who you didn't know what they did, but they looked like they were successful. They looked happy. You were inspired by them. You're motivated by them. And they were probably the people you kept going back to. Even if they weren't Beachbody related or any health and fitness related, whatever, just think about those people. And I've got a couple in my mind, and try to make yourself inspired in that way, but make sure it's authentic. Okay, and the next one I love. So this coach, Steph Davies, told me to be picky. So when you are recruiting a coach, take the approach that you are doing the hiring and they are the person that's interviewing. So shift your mindset when you're communicating with somebody and you invite somebody. So when you're inviting somebody, you're recruiting, but you want them to feel like they want to be recruited into your business. So like when you go into a professional job and you have a job interview with HR and then with the manager or whatever, you want that person, or you want you to feel like your coach on the other, your potential coach on the other end of the phone call or the Zoom chat is interviewing with HR, interviewing with the manager, interviewing with the president and the CEO. So shift your mindset and how you hire somebody by making sure you are on the receiving end of questions and the receiving end of the excitement. So initially, when you're first talking to somebody about the coaching opportunity, you are going to be the one that's excited and presenting it to them and giving them, you know, tips about what our business is like, how it can help them. But what you want to have a successful coach, a new coach, I should start over. What you want to have a successful coach who is new to, you know, start right out of the gates running is to, when they're signing up, to have them being the one coming to you for questions, coming to you with their excitement versus you kind of dragging along a dead horse saying, okay, when are you going to sign up? Sign up today. Okay, no, sign up. Okay, it's been 3 days. Why haven't you signed up? You know, and we've all been there. We've all done that. Maybe that was one of you who signed up that way. But you want people to sign up because they can't wait to start and because they've been presented the opportunity in a way that speaks to them, that gives them value, that connects with them, and makes them want this opportunity, whether it's for income, for friendships, because they want to stay home with their kids, because who knows, maybe they want to divorce their husband and they need their own job, you know, whatever it is, you need to sign somebody up because they want to start. So if you can find a way when you're talking to somebody to pull out their why from them and get them really excited about why this would be a great opportunity for them and keep that in the forefront of their mind, you're going to be signing people up every month who can't wait to start. And they're going to be the ones who are coming out of the gates running and hitting Success Club their first month and getting a free ticket to Summit and going to the Success Club trips and all of that, okay? So make sure you're signing people up when they're ready and excited. And that's what I mean by making sure when you're recruiting a coach that you are doing the hiring and they're doing the interviewing versus, you know, the opposite way. Okay, the next one is the GEM test. So have any of you guys completed the online GEM test before? It's been floating around Fit Forward a little bit. Some of you new coaches might not have heard of it. So if you just go online and Google GEM test, G-E-M, it's a little bit time consuming. It takes like 30 minutes or so. But what it does is the GEM test kind of, when you complete it, it kind of shows your strengths and your weaknesses, more so like what you're motivated by. So I send this out, I started this, so this is my little tip. I send this out to each new coach, and I did it a while ago to some of my seasoned coaches, and I figure out the best ways to motivate them. So after they take it, I have them send me the results. So there's 4 different categories. There's ruby, sapphire, emerald, and pearl. I think I got those right. Yeah, ruby, sapphire, emerald, and pearl. So I use this as a way to figure out, okay, if I've got a new coach, I don't know if they want all the information in the world, if they want to take it slow. I don't know if they're motivated by the income potential, if they're motivated by the friendships. I don't know exactly what I can do to motivate them in the best way that they're responsive to. So rubies and sapphires, they're motivated by income and by fun. So if you have a ruby sapphire combination or one or the other, you can totally go the income route when you're starting a new coach off, saying, you help this number of people, you're going to get this much income, starting off right off the bat. And then as you grow and your team grows, this is how the income revenue changes, this is how the dynamics change. The fun aspect, summit, success club trips, the diamond retreat in January, super Saturdays, coach night out. You can take a lot of different angles for what they're motivated by. If you get a coach who ends up being a pearl, they're motivated by helping people. It's not to say they don't care about income or having fun, but deep down in their gut, they get the most satisfaction from helping somebody. So this is where you kind of right off the bat start talking about the Beachbody Challenge at Summit, where somebody won $100,000 for losing so much weight and transforming their lives. And you talk about the transformations and the challenges and, the mental change and emotional and physical change people go through as a coach and as a customer. So helping people is what pearls are motivated by. And then emeralds, which is me and is Maria, I can attest to that. If she had her hand up, if you could see her, I know she would. They want to know everything before they get started. So those are the people who, before they sign up as a coach, you're probably going to know they're an emerald before they even take this gem test, because they're going to be the ones who ask question after question. And literally you're going to feel like you tell them every single thing you know about coaching. Yes, Maria, you are. So those are the coaches that when they start, you can send them emails after emails, stick them in every single new group, and let them fly, because the more information they get, the better. Versus, the people who are motivated by income and fun, those ruby and sapphire, personalities, if you give them too much information, they're going to back off and be like, whoa, okay, maybe this isn't for me because I can't wrap my head around all this. I thought this was fun, So I send this gem test to my new coaches, and even I send it to my customers I've started out too, because it really helps me get a good idea of how to motivate them in ways that they're going to respond to. So if you guys haven't started that, I would look it up and even just take it yourself. You might be surprised. You might already know. And you can be a combination of a couple, but it's a really cool little test to kind of, find out what motivates people. Okay. The next tip was, so focus 80% of your time on 20% of your coaches. So if you are a new coach who doesn't have anybody underneath you yet, that's fine. Just keep recruiting, because these numbers are going to apply to you at some point. But in order to be a leader, to develop leaders, to hit Success Club, and to build this business that's sustainable. So if you have a life event happen, or you have a slow month, or, a time where you can't work your business as much, when you come back to it, you haven't lost too much steam. So to make it sustainable, you need to focus 80% of your time on the 20% of your coaches who supply 80% of the business and 80% of the energy. So if you have, I'm just going to use a flat number, if you have 10 coaches, there are going to be 2 of the 10 who are going to be your lifers. They're going to be the ones who stick around no matter what. They're going to be the ones who hit Success Club every month, who rank advance, who help people every month, who generate income, who generate volume, who participate in team calls, who participate in challenge groups and in training groups. And the other 8, they might also do that, but they're going to be the ones who kind of go like this. And some do it up here each month, and some kind of back away, and then they're up and down. So you develop the leaders, the 2 of the 10, and that's where you're going to spend the most time, because you need to give your business time, and you need to give those coaches on your team time who are giving the effort. So if you don't have that 20%, you can focus the 80% of your time on, keep recruiting. And that's where the attraction marketing that I talked about earlier comes into play, and finding the coaches that want to run the business just like you. It's because with attraction marketing, you're going to find that 20% of your team that is going to keep coming back and run with you and be there on every call. And speaking of recruiting, if you guys aren't meeting your goals, I just want you to sit back and reflect about why. What's holding you back? You know, for me, when I was doing some self-reflection recently, it was simple, and it was literally like one answer. There's only one reason that I was losing steam in my business and I wasn't meeting my goals or hitting Success Club. It's because I wasn't talking to enough people. Literally, that was the one thing that had changed in my business that made the most difference. Talking to people is the most time-consuming thing you're going to do. Reaching out to people is the most time-consuming thing you're going to do. Starting conversations is time-consuming. All of the back end of the business stuff that nobody sees, that's the most time-consuming in this business. But that is the number one thing you need to do to build a business and to help the most number of people is to talk to more people. So when I made that goal to talk to 10 people a day, or, you know, continue conversations with 10 people a day, even if that's the only thing I do in my business that day, I know that at some point in the near future, so not some point like 10 years down the road, some point in the near future, that's going to pay off because somebody is going to hear something, or I'm going to say something that's going to resonate with them. And either they're going to become a new coach who's going to rock it, they're going to become a Rockstar Challenger, or they're going to participate in Beachbody somehow, and I can help them in some way, and then we're both benefiting. So if there's something, you know, if you guys have a goal and you're not hitting it, if it's a recruiting goal, if it's an income goal, if whatever your goal may be, sit back and kind of do some self-reflection and think about it, because I guarantee for most of you, it's probably because you aren't talking to enough people. Okay. And if I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know what it is that's holding you back, because I would love to hear it. But everybody I've talked to about this, they've literally said, I need to talk to more people. And it's the hardest thing to do, especially when you're burnt out of your warm market, your friends and family and your acquaintances and your coworkers, and you have to branch into those Facebook groups or those Instagram profiles that you look at. But people are nice, you guys. People will respond. Even if you have to go back and talk to them 3, 4, 5 times before they get back to you, they're going to respond, okay? So if you're not talking to more people, start talking to more people. So that's my thing. So that's my goal for September, is to talk to more people. And duplication. So that's another tip. You know, you guys are on this team for a reason. You're on Fit Olive, you're on Fit Forward, you're on all of these teams for a reason. You signed up to be a coach for a reason. You know, find those who want a taste of success like you do and duplicate it. Teach it to them. So use the rule of 3. So maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. I want you guys to find 3 people. Okay, find 3 people to help this month. Find 3 people to sign up as coaches. Find 3 people to sign up as customers. Whatever. Just find 3 people to change their lives this month. And then I want you to have those 3 people find 3 people. So your 3 will turn into 9, and then your 9 will turn into 27. And now the math is getting way too big, and I can't add that fast. But do you guys kind of get what I'm saying? Like the rule of 3. If you help 3 people and tell your new coach to help 3 people and have them help 3 people, eventually you're going to have a team of amazing coaches who know the value of the business, and they know what it's like to be their own CEO. They know what it's like to change people's lives. They know what it's like to have some residual income. They know what it's like, you know, to do something a little bit unconventional, but to do it on your own time. And it's probably a lot more satisfying than most of the day jobs we have. You know, I love being a nurse, and I never, ever, ever thought I would stop being a pediatric trauma nurse, but it's draining. And when I had Lydia, it's like I was sick of missing Christmas and being on call for New Year's and missing Labor Day and, you know, working a double on 4th of July and, you know, having 30% taken out in my taxes and having somebody else dictate my business and my hours and my schedule. So this came at the perfect time for me. So whatever it is that you guys are motivated by, keep that in the back of your mind. And then when you help 3 people, tell them to do the rule of 3 and to help 3 people as well. And it's just going to have a trickle effect. And eventually your team and your business is just going to be huge. So that's what I mean by duplication. And the last tip is more of a challenge. So it's kind of everything wrapped up in one. I want to challenge each of you guys to think about your goals for this month, whatever they may be. Each month I pick 3 goals each month, but I really focus on 2, so I kind of rank them 1, 2, 3. But I want you to pick your goals, figure out what they are, and reverse engineer them. So break them down into those little pieces, into those easy steps you can do every day to reach that goal eventually. And I want you to make it happen. You know, without fail, what can you do, and what can you control to make sure you achieve your goals? You know, if it's that you want to go from being a coach to being an Emerald coach, okay, great. So to be an Emerald coach, you need 2 coaches underneath you. So you need to find 1, and then when you hit 1, you need to find a second. There you go, goals achieved. Okay, or whatever your goal may be, reverse engineer it. Just remember that helping people should be the forefront of your mind and the forefront of any goal. And if you help somebody, that's going to trickle down into income. It's going to trickle down into volume, into, you know, the feeling of helping somebody get started on a healthy path. Remember that when you sign up as a coach, that helping people, I mean, it's our motto, is to help people live a, you know, more healthy and leading, fulfilling life. So just remember your goals should also be a reflection of that. So can I challenge each of you guys to make this your top priority? Whatever your goal is, you know, you can share it, you can keep it to yourself. I'm going to focus on 2 of my goals. One of them is to talk to 10 people a day, you know, something simple. It doesn't always have to be a huge lofty goal, but whatever your goal is for September, I want that to be your priority for the month. And make sure you guys are doing things whenever you have your business hours to achieve that goal and to jump for long-term success. Okay? So that's really it. And I know I just literally talked your ears off, so if they're bleeding, I'm sorry. But it's kind of jam-packed. It was fun to, you know, talk to some of these top 50 coaches. Some of them have been in the business for a year and are killing it. Some of them have been in the business for 5 years. But when I asked them, you know, for these tips about, you know, how do you encourage your coaches to rock their month, or how do you develop them into leaders, I was thinking in the back of my mind as I was typing it, like, okay, they're going to give me like something crazy that I'm never going to be able to describe, or I'm never going to be able to do myself. And then when they came back with some of these, I was like, oh, wait, I've heard all this before. Or, you know, they phrased it in a way that I already knew, but it resonated with me. So there's literally no secret to having a great month of September. There's no secret to being a leader in your business. It's really about making sure you're helping people, and then figuring out what your goals are and doing the behaviors and the activities you need to do to hit those goals. That's it, you guys. That's it. If you want to be a top 10 coach, come talk to me. We'll figure out how to break it down and hit top 10. If you want to make $50 this month, come talk to me. We'll figure out how to make $50 this month. You know, whatever it is and whatever the reason you're a coach for, make sure you guys are doing the activities and doing, doing the things you need to do every time you sit down to work to reflect that goal and reflect your why. Okay. So that's all I've got for you. I don't know. Okay. I was just making sure nobody else was on chat. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody want me to repeat anything? This is recorded too, so you guys, if you want to watch watch it for 50 minutes again when it's posted, you can. But is there any feedback or anything you guys want to chat about before we hop off?
I don't think so.
No.
Did you say that the happy hour was the 13th of September?
Yeah, is that a Tuesday?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. So it'll be an event page. And I don't know, Danielle or Katrina, were either of you guys in the happy hour we ran last month as a team? Okay, it'll be the same format. So anybody that's in that will be able to see it, and they'll also be able to log back in after the event's ended if they want to kind of read things again, because there's going to be a lot coming at these people, a lot of clutter, but it'll be organized clutter, so they'll be able to catch up if they can't tune in live. They can still accept the invite and see it later.
Okay.
Oh, and the other thing I forgot to mention was on the 22nd, I'm going to start organizing are you guys both local? Katrina, Danielle, where do you guys live in the Twin Cities?
I live just outside by Hudson.
Hudson, okay. Danielle, where do you live?
I live in Maryland.
Where? Did you say Maryland? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, shoot. We can FaceTime you. I'm going to start just organizing just a coaches night out every month. It's going to be super low key. People can come if they want. People don't have to show up.
It's so fun.
I know, right? It's like Zoom is fine, and I'm kind of an introvert, so I like being home by myself, but it's a way to get me out of the house. So we're on Thursday the 22nd. We're going to have our first coaches night out, and it's going to be in Minneapolis. I think it's going to be right around 7 o'clock, but we're going to go to something called the Great Escape. So it's basically like a big team building activity. So I think it's $30, $20 or $30 a person. And it's groups of 10, and they literally lock you in a room, and I have no idea what's in the room, but then you have, I think, an hour to kind of solve these puzzles and figure out your way to get out. So if we have 10 people, we'll do one room. If we have 20 people, we'll do 2 rooms, but that's what we're going to do for September. So if you guys want to join, it's going to be the 22nd at 7 p.m. in Minneapolis. So that'll be the first one.
It's in my calendar already.
Yay!
We went to the fair, and I was like, okay, these girls can eat like champions. So it's not just about being healthy and talking about work, because I don't think we talked about work more than like.
No, it's more just like a friends thing. So if you take the GEM test and you're a Ruby or Sapphire, you're going to love it because you're going to be motivated by fun.
I probably am.
Nope. I mean, there might be beach body talk, but it's literally just a night to get out and meet some of the coaches on the team and just have fun. And we can do dinner, drinks after, before. So it's just going to be something every month. Just keep it in mind. And Danielle, we'll try to find people that we can send your way. I know there's a coach who lives in she lives in Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. Yeah, right? She lives in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Hey, we're happy. Yeah, I don't know how far Pittsburgh is from you, but that might be the closest coach right now.
Are there Super Saturdays out that way?
Yes. So there are, in like the big states, there's a Super Saturday kind of in every state. Like in the Midwest, there's one in Chicago, there's one in Minnesota, there's not any in the Dakotas or Iowa, or I think Wisconsin, but there should be a bunch kind of, Danielle, where you are. So if you're interested in attending one, I know we have coaches that are from other states that go to wherever theirs is nearby. I can show you how to get, find that information and go if you want. So yes, they do have them in other states.
I need to get my Super Saturday ticket.
It's going to be fun.
I've been such a cheap ass. I've just been putting it off.
It's okay. All right. I'm going to hop off because I got to put Lydia to bed because it's almost 9 o'clock. But I will post this as soon as the recording is uploaded. And then, Leah, I'll check on that before and after question for the health bet. And then, as far as if you meet the requirements, what you have to do to get your money or whatever.
Yeah. You have them summarize the requirements or something.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll talk to Joe tomorrow and see.
Thank you.
All right.
Yay.
Talk to you guys
I'm gonna
later.
miss your face. Seeing you 3 times a week. I said I'm gonna miss your face.
I know. We'll just,
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.